I'm not John Walsh, and this is not America's Most Wanted, but there has been a story of a terrible murder down in Gonzales, Louisiana, that I've been contacted by subscribers who are so distraught they would ask me if I would speak on the subject, and maybe could somebody out there watching this video, or word could spread on Facebook to help find the people who are responsible for this crime. You can read this if you want to on the newspaper. It's called the weeklycitizen.com. That's www.weeklycitizen.com. This is from the February 21st article, and it's entitled, Two Were Killed and One is Clinging to Life in Gonzales Home Invasion. A reward is being offered for the information. And listen to this. It's been a sad and difficult time for our community as residents come to terms with hearing of a brutal attack on 3 residents, which have left 2 dead and 1 fighting for her life. Because on Saturday at approximately 10 p.m., Ascension Parish sheriff officers were called to make a welfare check on a Bourbon Road home. The wife of Douglas Dooley had been unable to reach her husband, so sheriff's deputies were called to see if they could raise anyone at the residence. She couldn't get a hold of him on the phone. Upon arriving, officers saw no signs of forced entry and did a sweep of the property. It was at this time they noticed through the window the bodies of 3 people lying on a bloody floor. Officers entered the home, where they found both a 74-year-old Robert Irwin Marchand, that's Marchand, M-A-R-C-H-A-N-D, Marchand, and his stepson, 50-year-old Douglas Dooley. They were dead, along with a 72-year-old Shirley Marchand fighting for her life. All 3 had been attacked with some type of blunt object and had also had their throats slit. Now, this is a brutal murder, and there's no forced entry. So whoever they were, the person or persons in the home, and I'm going to say it's more than one, and here's why. One person has a difficult time overcoming 3 people in who are clinging and fighting for their dear lives. Also, apparently, whoever it was that did this, whoever they are that did this, they were known by those that were in the house because they were allowed in the home. Keep that in mind. I'm not an investigator, but I am a preacher of the gospel, and I do have the spirit of discernment, and I can tell you right now, something isn't right here. I'm going to take it another step further. Okay, now officers entered the home, where they found both 74-year-old Robert Marchand and his stepson, 50-year-old Douglas Dooley, dead, and 72-year-old Shirley Marchand fighting for her life, as they were all 3 killed with blunt force trauma, and their throats were slit. Now, Mrs. Marchand was immediately taken to a local hospital where she underwent emergency surgery, and since her surgery, she has not regained consciousness and is listed as being in critical condition. So, the Ascension Parish Sheriff Jeff Wiley, upon hearing the news, stated, "It's a tragic day for Ascension Parish there in Louisiana. The victims are well known and are well-respected citizens who were viciously attacked in their own home. This department is working nonstop," he says, "to identify and capture the killers." Even he says, killers. Here's why. At first, residents in the area worried about the attack could be a random incident. However, closer inspection of the property reveals that a safe had been taken from the home. The safe is said to have been the storage space for nearly $500,000 of coin collections. So somebody knew the safe was in the house, and somebody knew the value of the coin collection in the safe. And that's going to narrow this thing way down. We're talking about a 74 and a 72-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man, stepson, who was also brutally killed. Now, Upon releasing this information, Sheriff Wiley made a statement thanking the residents of the community as he stated that Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office has received multiple citizen contacts regarding the double homicide. These calls were largely generated due to the gold and rare coins that were stolen. As to the case itself, we are currently following up on several leads and continue to interview any and all the individuals who had remote contact with the victims. As a gesture of reassurance to our citizens and to increase our officer presence and response time, extra and targeted patrols have been initiated and will continue for the foreseeable future. This is $500,000 worth of rare, priceless coins. Somebody knew it was there. Someone knew this couple. Someone knew of the safe, and someone knew of what was in the safe. That's going to narrow it down, unfortunately, to family and friends and close acquaintances to those. So, and it's a small community, so this thing needs to be solved. Now, today's the 29th of February. This happened 8 days ago. And these people no one deserves to have this type of anything like this happen to them in their lifetime. This is a brutal, merciless killing. This is the work of a diabolical demon of greed, and it must be discovered. And I'm calling on you that are watching this YouTube video to inquire to the sheriff's department from anywhere in the world that believes that because especially if you're a coin collector and you are always looking for coins, find out what type of collection this is. Find out what type of coins they are. And if they begin to surface somewhere, eBay is one spot to look. Could surface, though, within jewelers, pawn shops, and coin collectors and magazines of those. Somebody is going to move these coins. And they may initially move them to someone at a lowball price, and then that person may begin to move them unknowing of the tragedy and the blood money that we're talking about here. We're talking about blood money. Absolute blood, cold-blooded murder. Please pray for the people of this Ascension Parish there in Louisiana. Pray for the lady that's clinging to life, that she could be spared. Pray for her family. Pray for the families of the victims. Pray for the community that are gripped in fear. Pray in Jesus' name. Let me know if you have any information. I'm not John Walsh. This is not America's Most Wanted. But I am a concerned citizen. And justice certainly needs to be served in Jesus' name. I'll be back with more information today in Biblical Prophecy. I'll be right back.